Querying and storing large amounts of data sets can be time consuming and expensive, especially without the proper hardware and infrastructure. BigQuery is an enterprise data warehouse that solves this issue by enabling super-fast SQL queries and using the processing powers of Google's infrastructure. All you have to do is load your table or your data set onto BigQuery, and BigQuery will do the hard work. In this video, we're going to query publicly available data sets using the BigQuery console and also create custom table and data sets. My name is Umoru and welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get right to it. Alright, here we go. This is the welcome page to the Google's products and services. I'll go ahead and click I understand, and we'll give you some time to load the services, the cloud services. Okay, so this is telling me welcome. I'm using my student's credentials to log in. If I were to use my personal email account, I would incur some charges, but as a student I have a privilege of using it for a certain number of minutes or hours, so I'll have to agree the terms of services and continue and wait for it to load. We are okay. So this is the platform. I'm going to go ahead to open BigQuery. The BigQuery console provides an interface to query tables, including public data sets that we're going to work with today. And all these are offered by BigQuery. So to open the BigQuery console, I'm going ahead to the navigation bar. Here, all the services and products listed here are in the navigation bar. So I scroll down to BigQuery and select it. Then I'm going to see a welcome to BigQuery in the Cloud Console message box that will open. And this message provides a link to Quick Start Guide and the release notes. I'm not interested in that for now, so I'll have to click done and the BigQuery console opens up. Now the very first task is to query a public data set, and in this section I'm going to load a public data set called USA names into BigQuery. Then query the data set to determine the most common names in the US between 1910 and 2013. So I'll go to the Explorer pane. Let me highlight it quickly. This is the Explorer pane. It houses the projects and all my data sets that I'm going to be working with. I'll click on Add Data, and in the Add Data window, I'll select Start a Project by name. I'll click it, then give it a name. I'm going to call it BigQuery Public Data. And then enter the project and click Start. So now the project BigQuery Public Data is now added to my resources, and as I can see here, as you can see here, I have it as part of my resources. The very next thing is to locate the USA underscore names dataset and expand it to get the table that I need. I could scroll down to the very last data set in these resources, but that would take a lot of time. So all I have to do is to search for it, USA underscore name, and hit enter. So I give it the time to load, and here I have the data set. So I have the table. This is the table I'm interested in, USA 1910 to 2013, and I click it to open it. So I don't need the navigation pane, so I'm going to have to close it, and at this moment I still don't need the Explorer pane. I'll close it so that I have a wider environment to work with. So this is showing me the schema of the table. I have state, gender, year, name, and number. I can click preview to see the table as it appears in the database, and the next thing to do is to query it. I'm going to click on query. Here I have a default query. I don't need it. I need a custom query that will generate the result that I'm going to need. So I'll select this and remove, then write the query that I'm going to need in the text area. So this is the query that will give me the desired result. Selecting name, gender, and then aggregating the number as total from the BigQuery dataset and the table. Then since I have selected and used the aggregation command, I'm going to have to use the group by command, this group by, to show specific order, and then order by the total in descending order, and then I have the limit of 10. I only need the top 10, and I click run. Give it some time, and the query is going to load. It's showing error. Okay, the green mark here is showing me that the query is correct. So all I have to do is click run again, and then it will run and give me my results. So here we go. These are the top 10 names, the most popular name in the US between the 1910 and 2013. So if you are named James, congratulations. Between 1910 and 2013, you are among the most popular names in the USA. And we are done with this. And if you wish, you could go ahead and view it in the Looker Studio. And amongst the options, you see the Looker Studio, and when you do that, you're going to see the table in a dashboard and also a bar chart that shows the most popular names in the USA. Then you customize it as appropriate. So let's head back to task number 2. I'm going to reopen my Explorer pane, and in this section I'm going to create a data set to hold a table that I'm going to upload, and then add it to my project. Then make the data table I'll query against. And this data sets help you control access to tables and views in a project. So back in the Explorer pane, I'll click on View Action here to view more, then select Create Dataset. Then on the Create Dataset page, in the ID, let me call it Baby Names. baby names, sorry, the location, I'm going to select I'm going to leave it as multi-region, and then choose USA. This is USA as it is now. Then for the default table expiration, I just leave it like that. If I want advanced option, but this is okay. Then I click on create dataset. Oh, I'm having an error message here. It showed me an error message. The project ID wasn't the correct type. So now we are good to go, and click on create the data set. And here we go. The data set is now created. The data set is now added to my resources. As of now, there is no table in it. So I have to add a table. So I select view more options, view option, then go to create table. Then I'm going to select the source as upload. Already I have downloaded the table and added it to my laptop. So I'll just go and browse it and select the file that I need. Here in the names, I'm interested in the YOB 2014. I'll scroll down to the year. I select the table. This is it. Then click open. And select the format as CSV. Destination, leave it like that. And the table, I have to give it a name. Let's call it names underscore 2014. And as for the schema, I'll activate edit as text, then give it a schema. I have name as string, gender as string, and then count as integer. Then click on create table. So I give it some time and wait for BigQuery to create the table and load the data. Yes, and then we are good. I can go ahead and preview the table. So this is what the table looks like. This is the schema, name, gender, and count. In the preview option, I see that you have the names, and we have 308 entries here. We have successfully created the custom data set and added table. Let's go to the next task. The very next task is to query the table that we have created. And now that we have loaded the data onto the table, we can now run queries against it. This process is similar to what we did in the previous task, except that this time I'm going to query the table instead of a public table. This is the one that I have uploaded. So I'll click on query, I select query and wait for it to load. And here I still have the custom queries. Here too I have the default query. I don't need it. I need my own custom query that I'm going to use. And here is the custom query that will be needed, and the query is good and ready to run. I click run to see the results that I'm going to get. I give it some time to load, and voila, we have it as the query shows: Noah, Liam, Mason, and Jacob and William. So we are done with it. The same way we viewed the other one in the looker, we can say open this and see how it is visualized. But we are not going to customize it further, just to see how it looks and how looker is integrated to BigQuery. And this is it. Congratulations. This is how you query public data set, then create a custom table, load data onto it, and then run a query against it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this series, kindly like and subscribe so that you get more updates whenever I make new videos. Thank you.